Hello friends, in continuation with our video series covering computer network, so far in last 15 videos, we have discussed about basics of internet, layer protocols and application layer protocols. Now in this and succeeding videos, we will explore the transport layer in detail. We will now see that TCP offers reliable data transfer to its application, as well as other services that UDP does not offer. Naturally, that makes TCP more complex than UDP. However, before discussing TCP as a prerequisite, it is imperative to first discuss the underlying principle of reliable data transfer. First, we will consider and discuss the problem of reliable data transfer in general context, as implementation of reliable data transfer does not confine to only transport layer, but also at link layer and the application layer as well. Thus, this problem is of central importance to networking, rather one of the top 10 identified list of fundamentally important problems in all of the networking. To start with, first we will define what is the meaning of reliable data transfer, or what is the meaning of reliable channel. It is a transmission of data between two entities wherein no transfer data bits are corrupted or lost in transmission and are delivered in the order in which they were sent. Here, the given figure illustrates the generic framework of reliable data transfer. The service abstraction provided to the upper layer entity is that of reliable channel through which data can transfer. This is precisely the service model which is offered by TCP at transport layer to the internet applications that invoke it. In fact, it is the responsibility of reliable data transfer protocol to implement this service abstraction. However, this task is made difficult by the fact that layers below the reliable data transfer protocol may be unreliable. For example, TCP is reliable data transfer protocol that is implemented on the top of unreliable, that is IP, Internet Protocol at network layer. For our purpose, however, we can view this lower layer simply as an unreliable point-to-point channel. This figure illustrates the interfaces of our data transfer protocol, which we will explore next. It typically consists of four methods: RDT send, where RDT stands for reliable data transfer; RDT receive at receiver end; UDT send, where UDT stands for unreliable data transfer, that is at network layer; and deliver data, which will deliver data to the application layer. Now we will see in detail the interface for reliable data transfer protocol. Here, the sending side of data transfer protocol will be invoked from above by call to RDT send, which will pass data to be delivered to the upper layer at the receiving side. Here RDT stands for reliable data transfer protocol, and send indicates that sending side of RDT is being called. On the receiving side, RDT receive will be called when packet arrives from the receiving side of the channel. Both send and receive sides of RDT send packets to the other side by call to UDT send, where UDT stands for unreliable data transfer. When RDT protocol want to deliver data to the upper layer, it will do so by calling deliver data. As we're discussing reliable data transfer in general context, we use the terminology packet rather than transport layer segment. There are typically four different methods: RDT send and UDT send at sender side, and RDT receive and deliver data at receiver side. Considering the increasingly complex model of the underlying channel, and for ease of understanding, we assume that underlying channel can corrupt bits or lose entire packet, and the packets are delivered in the order in which they were sent, and data transfer is unidirectional instead of bidirectional, which can be very easily extended for bidirectional mode. With this assumption in place, we will incrementally develop the sender and the receiver side of reliable data transfer. Here we will be using FSM, that is finite state machine, to specify the sender and receiver model. A finite state machine, sometimes also be referred as finite state automation, is a computational model that can be implemented by hardware or software and generally used to simulate sequential logic and other computer programs. Before exploring further, note down some of the standard notations and symbols which find application in the FSM description. Here, arrow in the FSM description indicates the transition from one state to other. Close or looped arrow indicates state transition back to itself. Whereas initial state of FSM is indicated by dotted or dashed line arrow. And the event causing the transition is shown above the horizontal line, labeling the transition. Whereas action taken when event occurs are shown below the horizontal line. When no action is taken on an event or no event occurs and action is taken, these conditions are denoted by phi below and above the horizontal line respectively to explicitly denote the lack of action or lack of event. With this prerequisite information, we will now step through a series of protocols, each one becoming more complex gradually and finally arriving at a flawless, reliable data transfer protocol. To start with, we will consider the simplest case in which the underlying channel is completely reliable. The protocol itself, which we will call it as RDT 1.0, is of little significance. In this simple protocol, there is no difference between the unit of data and a packet. Also, all packets flow in from sender to receiver. With a perfectly reliable channel, there is no need for receiver side to provide any feedback to the sender since nothing go wrong. Again, we have also assumed that receiver is able to receive data as fast as sender happens to send. Thus, there is no need for the receiver to ask the sender to slow down. The finite state machine definition for RDT 1.0 sender and receiver are shown here. The FSM define the operation of sender and receiver is shown separately, wherein both the sender and receiver FSM each one have just one state. Here sender sends data into the underlying channel and receiver reads data from the underlying channel. As discussed earlier, the arrow in the FSM description indicates the transition of protocol from one state to other. And since each FSM, that is sender as well as receiver, has just one state, transition is necessarily from the one state back to itself. That is close arrow. The sending side of RDT simply accepts data from the upper layer via RDT send event and creates a packet containing the data via action make packet and sends the packet into channel. In practice, the RDT send data event would result from the procedure call to RDT send by the upper layer application. Whereas on the receiving side, RDT receives packet from underlying channel via RDT receive packet event, which removes or extract data from the packet via action extract packet and pass the data to the upper layer via action deliver data. In practice, RDT receive packet event would result from the procedure called RDT receive from the lower layer protocol. The event causing the transition is shown above the horizontal line, and the action taken when the event occurs are shown below the horizontal line. These are the actions with respect to these events. The initial state of the FSM is indicated by dotted or dashed line. In the next part, we will explore the more realistic version of RDT protocol, that is RDT 2.0. Thank you for listening to me till end. Thank you.